Hi, I'm Justin. I'm one of the 30 technicians here working on your BMWs to service them properly. Today we're going over this X7 for a certified pre-owned inspection. So right here we have our checklist set up. You can see it's quite extensive. Basically it involves both interior and exterior functions of the vehicle, as well as driving conditions that we want to check out for you. Alrighty, so we have the top side of the vehicle here. We're going to check normal fluids for any kind of damage on the exterior of the engine. Particularly, we always look for rodent damage in this part of the country. We're going to be checking things like engine air filters, your cabin micro filters, topping off all the fluids, and generally looking for an overall health of the vehicle from this top side. So one of the first places we'll check after the initial test drive is for all the interior functions of the vehicle. We'll be doing everything in the rear here for checking for accessories, such as these rear blinds that come standard with the vehicle, as well as optional mats that may have come with the vehicle. Also in the rear of such vehicles as the X7 here, we'll be checking battery health on every vehicle, X7s particularly, because the battery is completely hidden in the rear. You can see only one battery terminal currently exposed, so definitely something to do at a higher level. All right, so for the interior of the vehicle here, we're going to be checking everything from, in this case, a second or a third row vehicle like an X7. We'll be checking things like rear and front HVAC functions, as well as the infotainment. We're going to be checking for all the functionality of the driveline functions here inside of the vehicle for you, as well as looking for any cosmetic defects to any of the interior paneling or upholstery. We're also going to be connecting the vehicle to our BMW online systems here. We're going to be looking for any scan faults that will be showing in the computer over here. So for exterior here, we're going to have checking of fault codes using that onboarding head that you saw in the vehicle there a moment ago. We're going to be looking at all of these faults to see if any of them currently are active and if there's anything we need to look into for the vehicle. And then we're going to resolve those if necessary. Otherwise, we're going to be clearing those out so you don't have any faults when you receive the vehicle from us. Alrighty, and so for the exterior of the vehicle, we're going to be looking for any kind of defects that may have come from previous ownership, such as we have a small indentation here in the bodywork that can be fixed. We do repair minor defects in the bodywork, as well as have our detail team go completely over the vehicle and polish out any kind of scuffs, scrapes, anything like that that's minor enough to treat. So once the vehicle's in the air, we're going to be checking suspension, we're going to be checking steering, we're going to be checking tires for tread depth, as well as the brakes, both inner and outer brake pads for depth, because we want to deliver a vehicle with a minimum standard that BMW requires us in terms of tire tread depth and brake pad material remaining, as well as even things like minimum rotor thickness. We're going to be looking for any sort of history of previous repairs, and we're going to be observing for any kind of fluid leaks towards the front of the vehicle or the middle with drivetrain components. We're going to be inspecting the exhaust and all of the underbody for any kind of damage that might be from previous ownership. We're also going to be looking at rear suspension, and we're going to be looking particularly on vehicles such as the X7 and other heavier vehicles with air ride suspension. We're going to be looking for extra componentry with that, as well as the other thing to mention with our future lines of vehicles is hybrids and EVs, which this vehicle doesn't represent. We're going to be looking at high voltage equipment and accessories that are required to be provided with this vehicle for optimum driving experience and customer satisfaction. We're also going to be looking at the rear accessory functions such as tow hitches and tow equipment up here and making sure those function properly for you so you get the most enjoyable experience out of your BMW. Nothing. And finally, for the vehicle, once we're done servicing any and all items that are needed on it, we're going to be turning the vehicle over to our detail center, who again are going to be doing that minor bodywork, paint, and polish correction before the vehicle ends up either on our show floor or on the lot for you.